Hey guys, happy coffee talk. It is Red Pants Thursday. So I've got my red pants on, and I feel like whenever I put these on, they're like red, they're like candy cherry red leggings that I feel like I'm just ready for the day. I don't know, something about these pants just says I'm the boss of my day. Um, Anyways, I don't know if you've got some red pants today or some purple ones or some green ones or whatever, but I vote go get yourself some colored pants so that way at least one day of the week you can be like, you know what? I'm the boss of this day. Coffee this morning in my Alaska mug. I have two Alaska mugs, both from one came from Tina, who's our fitme media manager, and she lived in Alaska. And then the other one came from my mom, who went and visited Alaska. Both of them have moose on them and the word Alaska, which I love. And they're both kind of the same color, which is like a green teal, but they're very different shapes. So, and my coffee this morning, Black Rifle coffee. No surprise there. You're like, Christy, stop announcing the same thing as yesterday. I'm just sharing with you. I find good things, I like them, and then I repeat them over and over and over again. I am a creature of habit for sure. Um, I wanted to give you some practical thoughts this morning for coffee talk because I had a really, really good consult with someone yesterday. We did an assessment. These are kind of like special. You get these as when you start with fitme. This is an It basically you fill out this assessment form. It tells you exactly where you are in each category around nutrition, around movement and exercise, around boundaries and body image. And so you get ratings in those categories. And then during the assessment, because it's a one-on-one like call, we look at that. We look at your specific goals, and then we map out a plan for exactly what you need to do first. What are the most important things to actually get you to your goal? And so Rosie's contributing her thoughts to right now. Um, what I love about these is we use them not just to start your time with fitme, but you take this again in 6 months. You take it again at after 12 months, and you're able to see yourself progress towards your goal. And so we're not guessing. But yesterday when I was doing this assessment, I was thinking to myself how much shenanigans and BS there is out there, because oftentimes when people start with fitme, they start on this journey because they're like, yes, I want to lose weight, but more than that, like I know I have not the best habits around food, and I know I don't feel very good, and I know I don't feel like myself, and I don't want that anymore. And so they start from that place of like, I know I have to make changes, and those changes will probably lead to weight loss, and those changes will definitely be stronger, healthier me. So I what are the changes that I need to make? Well, sometimes the misinformation that people have been fed for so long, that you've probably been fed, can make those changes seem kind of scary. So for example, chatting yesterday, if you've been doing keto, for example, or some version of keto, maybe you did keto 2 years ago. You took away all carbs because you were told that that's how you would lose weight. So you took away all the carbs, and maybe you did lose weight for a little while. But then it stopped working and the weight came back. And so you gained the weight back. So it kind of worked, but it didn't really work, right? But you still haven't quite reintroduced carbs. You kind of have them sometimes, but for the most part, you've got it in your head that carbs are bad, so you don't have them. That's what I mean. We try things, we latch on to them as this is what people have said is the right thing, and then we continue to do it even if it doesn't work for us. Similarly, like with fasting, for example. So I know a lot of people are on this like intermittent fasting kick. There are health reasons, PS, there are health reasons to do fasting, and there are health reasons to do a low carb style diet. Those health reasons may or may not lead to weight loss though. And I think that that's the part where things get mixed up. So, I mean, similar with fasting, like maybe you tried fasting a couple years ago and you learned, oh, okay, well, I'm not supposed to eat until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you just got in this routine of skipping breakfast. So now you don't eat breakfast anymore. But it might have worked for you for a little bit, but then it didn't actually get you to where you want to be. Maybe you lost a little bit of weight, but then you gained it back. But then you thought to yourself, well, I'm not supposed to eat breakfast, right? That's the thing that I learned. And so you just stopped eating breakfast. So you like adopted the thing, but it didn't work for you. I see this over and over and over again. And so why I bring this up is because oftentimes when it's time to make changes, we actually have to go against some of those adopted beliefs that we have around things. Like, for example, a lot of times people have the adopted belief that strength training will make you bulky. They've heard that a million times. They've seen it. They see like physique competitors that have all of this muscle, and they're like, well, if I lift weights, then I'm going to be bulky. So the best thing for me is going to be to do cardio. That's what they've heard, and they've adopted it. So it can sound scary the first time somebody's like, wait a minute, like you actually need to be lifting weights 3 to 4 times a week. If you're trying to change your body shape, then you're going to need to lift weights. And you're like, well, wait a minute, won't that make my clothes fit tighter? Because you've adopted it. So it can be scary to start to make these changes. So I want to challenge you first on Coffee Talk today to consider what your adopted beliefs are. What are the various things in your life that you've sort of like either attempted or tried, and that you just kept some piece of it with you and incorporated it into your now? Because here's the thing, it's probably, if you are not moving towards your goal, if you're not seeing consistent progress, so say you have a goal of losing 30 pounds and feeling like more fit and toned because you want to like fit in your clothes better. You want to wear the stuff that you haven't been able to wear for a long time. You know you don't have good energy. Like when you go to do stuff with your family, you can't keep up. You feel frustrated about it. You've got the sugar cravings. You're feeling like you have poor eating habits because you know that every time like the goldfish come out, you'll snack on 10 handfuls of those, but you're not really eating any vegetables and solid meals. So you know that the eating habits aren't there. So you're keenly aware of that there needs to be some changes. But you're thinking to yourself, well, if I'm like, hey, what's your goal? Sarah, what's your goal? Linda, what's your goal? Tina, what's your goal? Megan, what's your goal? Like, and you're telling me that, well, 6 months or a year from now, I would like to be, 30 pounds lighter. I'd like to have more energy. I want to feel better in my clothes. I want to have better healthy eating habits. I want my kids to be able to see it and know that I'm, making healthy choices so that they can copy it. I want to feel strong again and to be able to do the things that I like to do and that I miss out on. And I don't want to feel self-conscious all the time. So you're telling me that's your goal. If what you are doing right now, these things that we've adopted, these belief systems around food and around exercise, if they are not actually moving you towards your goal, they could be moving you away from your goal. That's the killer. They might not even be neutral. Because here's the way that this plays out. I'm going to give you exactly the truth. Oftentimes we adopt these eating habits like skipping breakfast or not doing carbohydrates because we've been told that this is actually going to help us lose weight. So then we start doing that, or we start to insert, whatever into our thing. So let's talk about skipping breakfast. If you are someone who fasts and you do it for health and lifestyle reasons, and you have all your ducks in a row, and that's what I mean by that is you are eating healthy, you are getting enough sleep, you are managing your stress, then fasting can be incredibly helpful. It's basically a way to improve your health from a certain standpoint. Now, from a nutrition standpoint, can it be a way that people lose weight? Sure, but only because it reduces calories. So at the end of the day, the reason that, quote, fasting works is because you would have eaten 3 meals, now you're eating 2. That's a very simplified version, but that's the truth of it. And so what happens for most women in particular is we think that we are going to do fasting so that we can lose weight. But our bodies are super smart. So you skip breakfast and your body makes up for it with afternoon cravings, with overdoing dinner, and with eating extra stuff after dinner before bed. And you've got cravings and you're trying to understand, why do I have cravings? Why do I not feel satisfied? Why am I not able to build muscle? It's because skipping that meal isn't actually producing the result that you want. In fact, you would be far better off having a balanced breakfast with some protein, with some quality like vegetables in there, with some maybe a starch like oatmeal or some cut up potatoes, and glass of water. I mean, you're telling me that that's unhealthy? But skipping breakfast and then waiting all day to eat and then overdoing it on snacks or the stuff that's just hard to say no to when you've got cravings, that's better than having like a balanced breakfast. It doesn't make sense. So that belief system is hard to push back against because there's a fear, well, if I start eating breakfast, I'm going to gain weight. Or if I start eating carbs, I'm going to gain weight. So let's tackle this carb one. Similarly, hang on, let me tell this dog, stop. Rosie, stop it. Y'all don't need to have slurp in your ears. Similarly with the carbs, right? How does this work? Are there health reasons that people can lower their carbs and see positive health benefits? Yup. But most of the people that I know are doing low carbs so that they can lose weight. So why does that work? Because you're reducing calories. So in the beginning, you used to go out to dinner and you used to get, a steak, some pasta and some like bread on the table and whatever. And then you're like, okay, I'm doing keto. So I'm still going to have the steak, but I'll have a salad. I'm not going to have the bread and I'm not going to have the pasta. So all of a sudden what you've done is you've removed calories and you've done it in a way that your brain understands what to do. Because you're like, well, if I don't have carbs, then I know what to do because I can pick the things on here that aren't carbs. So you have a really simple system to follow, and then you're not choosing carbs. Well, in the beginning, you probably are reducing calories, which is why you're losing weight, especially if you are overdoing it on the like processed carbohydrates, like the sugars and the processed breads and starches and stuff. It'll be even more dramatic. But here's the thing. If you are looking for a long-term change, that means you could never reintroduce those. Never. And most people don't want that. They want to reintroduce carbs at some point. They want to have French fries back. They want to have all that. But more than that, you're removing one entire category of macronutrients that your body needs for energy. Our body's preferred source of energy is carbohydrates. So fruit, starches like potatoes and root vegetables. These are not bad for you. They are not bad for you. But you might have been told for a long time that they are and that they'll make you fat. And so when we're doing this like assessment and map your year call, what's great about it is that we're looking at where you want to be and we're going to make a plan to get there. But also, we're going to bust the beliefs that aren't working for you and show you that something else is possible. I remember Coach Christy, she's not me, I'm not talking about myself, but Coach Christy Jackson, she's a part of our fitme team. When she started with fitme as a client a couple years ago, we had this exact conversation. I remember she was telling me that low carb was working for her. And I was asking her, are you actually moving towards your goal? And she said, no. And I said, it's not working for you. What if we introduce some quality carbs, some like highly nutritious carbohydrates in your day? What do you think about that? Because she was like very focused on, well, I need to start working out more and I need to get consistent in that. And I'm like, you're not even fueling your body for exercise. Your body is not going to respond to exercise the way you want until we're fueling it properly. Are you willing to try? And she's like, yes, even though she felt skeptical and unsure. And tell me that she's not down over 40. I think she might even have crossed the 50-pound mark and maintained it by reintroducing quality, balanced meals and busting that belief system. So anyways, I got a little bit of a rant this morning, but when I get so frustrated, not with you, not with the people coming to fitme. I get frustrated with the misinformation. I get frustrated with the people who are like dogmatically telling you that like you can't have a yogurt or something. That is just so not helpful. And there are people out there who are just like, nope, all carbs are bad. And that's just not true. Or nope, you shouldn't eat breakfast, or Are you going to get fat? Nope, that's just not true. And so that's where I get frustrated, because then in order to get you to where you want to be and to really feeling good again, we got to bust a lot of those beliefs, and we got to figure out what actually does work for you. And it's probably not going to be the same as everybody else. We got to figure out what works for you. So that's my rant for the morning. Your coffee talk homework, I guess, is to consider what false beliefs you've latched onto that are not working for you. They're not actually getting you to your goal, but you've still held on to them anyway. What are those? And if you're struggling with this like, you don't even know on the nutrition side and the workout side, you're like, all I know is I'm not moving towards my goal, then I have a solution. Starting on Monday, you should jump into our 4-week group. It's $197 for the 4 weeks. fitme offers this only a couple times a year, and we'll bust a bunch of those things that are not working for you and help you figure out what is going to work for you and help you build some progress. This is a coached group, so you work with real live fitme coaches, helping you every step of the way. You'll have all of the things, but at the end of the day, I mean, and when I say all the things, I'm saying all the things, right? The recipes, the workouts, the daily accountability, those are the things that you already know would probably be in a 4-week program. But the part that you're not going to want to miss is the fact that we're going to bust all those belief systems that are not working for you. So if that's what you want so that you can actually make progress, then you should jump into our 4-week group. It starts on Monday. So that means today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You only have a couple days left to sign up. Spots are limited. It's $197 to join for the 4 weeks. And I will put the link in the bio and the link in the comments and the link in the show notes. And so there'll be the link there, and all you got to do is jump in if that's what you want. If you feel like you're like, yep, this whole coffee talk was for me, then you know what to do. So thanks as always for plugging into Coffee Talk. If you haven't done so, subscribe to fitme Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. And if you're not a part of our Facebook group, come on over to fitme Free Community and join this Facebook group. This is the place you want to be on Facebook. And I hope to see you in our 4-week group that starts Monday. It's called On Track. Sign up in the link, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.